shortcomings do you think are keeping the people from South Asian countries from understanding politics as something kind of crucial to bring peace within the country?
There could be an inherent distrust given the struggle of the country, that there have been a number of governments. There's been different types of governments that are new, from a monarchy to a democracy, from a more religious government to a more secular government. And so with all of these changes, it's sometimes hard to wrap your head around what's going on and how do I make sense of all this and get involved in a way that's meaningful, where I'm not throwing my time out the window. And so I think that's a difficult thing that we have in America. Do you want to spend your heart, soul, energy, or as we say, blood, sweat, and tears, working on something when you don't quite know how the system works, because it's different and it's constantly evolving? But the beauty of it is that it is evolving and it's always changing, and hopefully it's always moving forward and changing for the better. One of the other things that I would like to see, being a library guy, I read a lot growing up, kept going to that library. My babysitter, my daycare, took me there all the time. And I think the more access to education that we have, the better off our people will be, the economy will grow, and, oh, by the way, they're going to get more involved in government and know how to keep people accountable, because if we drive down illiteracy and we get more people able to read, they're going to read the newspapers. They're going to see exactly what's happening, and hopefully that will have a positive impact on people paying attention to their government.
What do you like and dislike about the politics of America?
There is a tremendous feeling in your heart when you, as an office holder, are able to hear from one of your constituents that is hurting or has some sort of problem that they can't fix on their own, and that you get in and you fight for them, you advocate for them, and hopefully you solve their problem. I'll have people email me constantly saying, I wish you'd look into this, or can you look into that? And so I do an email newsletter, and it's become a bit of a exchange, and I call it Because You Asked. And I believe that serving people gives you the best feeling. I've walked into rooms of local organizations, we call them homeowners associations, so when you have a group of houses, they all band together and do things like improve roads and landscaping and stuff like that. And I've been to some of these homeowners association meetings and local government meetings where you can tell that none of their other elected officials have come to talk to them and hear what problems they have. And you advocating for them is one of the best feelings that I've had in politics, because at the end of the day, you don't get involved in government to serve yourself. You shouldn't. You should get involved to serve others, and it is called public service for a reason. What I dislike, it costs a lot of money to run for office in the United States. I've worked for politicians, for a member of Congress, so like our member of Parliament, and he is one of 435, and in his last re-election, he raised from supporters $5 million, and that's a lot of money. And I think in government and in American politics, I'd like to see us spend less money, because when you look at everything that it costs to campaign, you could do a lot of good with that money. So that's something I really think that we need to change.
Working in the political field till now, what are your achievements?
As I said, my first and really proudest thing was bringing 2 library buildings into being, getting them constructed and opening them next month without a tax increase. It will provide tremendous amount of partnerships with local schools. We strive to provide early literacy programs. I believe that that is the biggest ticket to success. So getting people involved in literacy programs early is going to help them get involved and be more successful in their lives. I've only been on the county board for under a year, but we've done a number of projects to improve local roads, to provide access to health care for people who can't afford it. A big issue has been the expansion of gambling. Just like the casino, upstairs, we have gambling in the United States, but we were looking at providing what's called video poker, where it's almost like a video game that you might play in local restaurants. So imagine walking the streets of Kathmandu as a young child and seeing these machines where people are just addicted to constantly playing video poker, and in many cases putting their entire paycheck into the machine and getting nothing in return. I was really worried at the impact this was going to have on our communities and how it would affect local families, people who might not get addicted to gambling would have it right on the nearest street corner. And so I led a fight to ban video poker machines in Lake County because I just didn't think it was the right thing to do. It wasn't the right way to fund our government through different proceeds that come out of the machines. And so that's one of the things that I've done in a very short time on the county board. The other thing that I'm very proud of is we have a commitment to preserving land and improving the environment in Lake County. And I have met more kids in Nepal that are interested in the environment, in environmental sciences, and open land than I have ever before. And so it gives me a great amount of pride and also some motivation to get more involved as we buy more land to preserve it for future generations. We like to make sure that as we do it, that we're buying good land that will help ease some of our growth issues in Lake County, which helps us with congestion on our roads, which you're all familiar with. It helps with head counts, the number of students in schools, because that land isn't being developed. And so a commitment to the environment, a commitment to open space is really important.